But let's continue and see what else they got to say about this.
You don't want to believe his word.
Right. I believe respect is earned. You don't be entitled to respect of anybody.
Okay. Don't push it too far. Don't push it too far. Just hold on.
Every human being has a basic level of respect, actually.
Okay.
No matter who you are, as long as a human being, I believe you should be entitled to some form of respect. True.
Okay.
But there's a certain level of respect you should not be asking for when you've not earned it. Just because you're old or just because you've grown up, that does not necessarily instigate you get that respect from you. You should just actually be entitled to it at the same time. So
I don't think respect is an issue of demand, is a norm. Simply because, whether you like it or not, you were brought into the world by these elders. Okay. And it's just a problem that you people are feeling rebellious. You don't want to be talked to. You don't want to be shouted out. No. Remember now, these things vary. You find in a certain circle, there's a mutual understanding between an elder. So what if, I'm not saying her, what if she came from, she's now an elder, but what if she grew up when she was like you, from an abusive elder, and all she knew all her life till she grew up was shout, but she'll pass it. That's where you people need to be smarter. And stop fight, don't fight the system. You can't win that way. That's why we'll always be clashing.
Okay.
One person.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. She lost me.
Word.
She lost me. Maybe it's me. Yeah, bro. I couldn't. I wasn't following. I was following to a degree, but then once she started to get to the part of like the parent passes on their attributes, their negative attributes, and all that stuff into the next one, it's like then it's up to you guys to be smarter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so then what were you supposed to do?
Mm-hmm. So I think what she was saying was if she was able to withstand that abusive parenting and grow, you should have the same decency if you feel it in your point of view, right?
Okay.
Which is something I don't agree with because it's like, it's a false comparison, bro. Because there's way too many different aspects that go into why things are being done. Like why the parent had an abusive relationship with her parent could be completely different from what this kid is experiencing. So you can't equate those two things. So that's why I disagree with that. But what I find is with people who, I want to say the adults, which they are the adults, but it's mainly the people who are in tune with their culture's tradition, which is very old. So basically people who are part of a culture with ancient traditions and they thrive in that, right? They basically, the battery that charges that is the concept of not being or knowing that you're not bigger than the program, which is something I agree with.
Okay.
But you gotta know when and where to, like, in a sense, place it. I don't know. I think not being bigger than the program is an objective thing to be aware of, but somehow the way she's explaining it is just there's something false in it, and the reason why is, you're not bigger than the program, but who said that you had to create the program to be problematic? Like, you have a power to change the way you do something about said program, because now you're in charge of your family and your children. You don't have to repeat.
You don't have to do the same. Exactly. Yeah.
You don't got to keep the cycle going and then shame your children for reacting in a negative way to that.
And then now having the same response that the people behind you had.
Exactly. Like, that's where I disagree with her, but that's where the conflict between most adults and young kids are, because Gen Z, they don't know nothing about the bigger program, bro. And this is something
they don't understand. They don't even know they in the program.
Exactly. Exactly. That's like that was my second catchphrase. You're not bigger than the program, bro. I was going back and forth with people my age about this concept. Like, okay, because for example, they'll compare themselves to other people's situations simply by saying, "Oh, I could never." For example, I could never be homeless. Like, how is this person on the street right now? That could never be me, right? And I'd be like, listen, you talking real
You
boldly.
talk a lot of good stuff right now. You better make
Facts.
them feel fit while talking about
Exactly,
something.
bro. But it's like, don't jinx yourself. Never say never. And they're like, oh, I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. But here's my thing, bro. You don't know what that person had to go through. You didn't watch a movie on his life or her. You didn't read a book on her life. All you know is your life. And
all you know is your life.
Facts. With that being said, with the lack of knowledge of another person's experience that you're commenting on and your own perspective, you're also missing the fact that there's a program set in stone that either person that you're talking about was birthed in, was in at the moment, whatever the case. You're not bigger than the program. So if it was you in his shoes or her shoes and his experience, you more than likely would do the same thing if you didn't have the knowledge you had that you learned from your experience.
Right. You're able to speak differently on it.
Exactly.
Because you want a different lens. You see it from a different perspective, but it's not you that's in there.
So until you can be the creator of your program, you can't make defining statements like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, humble yourself. That's something the Gen Z, I will give them that, don't understand that, bro. So I think
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. Let's see what else these cats talk about.
He needs to get wiser. And if you guys are going to lead, then try and just get wiser. You can't. And you see, where God beat all of you, you keep doing that, it will be I'm telling you, like, seriously, this is no debate. If you keep doing that, it's going to affect you one way or the other. That's the truth. Realize that maybe I was screaming on him as my son. Maybe that's my... my mother used to almost bash my head. And when I had kids, so it came from behind. But I know I had to grow out of it. So I know I watch my kids and I know that they're going to do better. Because they humbled themselves to learn better. There's all this rebellion. It's not going to take you guys anywhere. Your elders are your elders. Just deal with it. The Bible tells you that there's a way you deal with them. Sometimes we can be, I know what you're saying, but just try and realize that all these people, there are so many things elderly people would do to me, and even as elderly as I am, I still have people who are much, much older, and sometimes they can be a pain, but I look at them and I remember that I'm going to get to that place. And where I am right now, I won't want one child coming to, poke me.
I join my elders to say, respect is a right. We have some people within the Western culture here, if they want to greet their elder one, they prostrate. Is he a god?
What is this prostrate that they're referring to? Like, is it the prostrate I'm thinking of?
I don't even know what that word means, bro.
Because prostrate is like bowing down. So I'm like, they do that?
More than likely. I mean, I know. I've seen the movies, the Chinese people.
Yeah. We've seen that, but like,
I've seen it in Nigerian culture somewhere in a movie or show too, where they do the same thing. Like they get down.
They get down on their knees, they bend their head down.
Yeah. It's unique.
All right.
But when you get into the meaning of everything, I don't know.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Father
When
will
you
prostrate
prostrate for
you.
him, that is the culture. So he's a right. He is my elder. I can't just work per se
No
because
matter
I'm a
how
Gen
what
Z.
he
Even when that person is over demanding, because I understand, what you're about to say, like some people might be too edgy and all that, you still, because it's a right,
Just because the
because
person
of
is
that
an
gray
elder,
hair,
leave the person.
you have to respect, even if that elder is becoming too edgy and too troublesome, just bear it, walk
Alright,
away,
I agree.
and ask God for the grace
Okay, let
to
me
go
ask you this
through
question. Let me
it.
ask the elders this question. Have you heard of that recent governor that was arraigned for embezzlement and everything? So will I still see that man in real life and I'll prostrate?
Yes.
A man that stole from...
Yes.
You're
I
not,
will still
Yes.
prostrate to
you're not
him.
the one to
You're
judge.
not the one to judge
You have
him.
no right to
Stole
take
from
it.
us.
You have
What
no
you're
right
supposed
to
to
be
was
do
corrupt,
is to
and
go
I'll
back
still
and
prostrate.
tweet like I told you and
You
know
have
how
no-
you
why-
come,
okay, so he
how you
stole
take
and
away
everything. You want to
leadership
judge him?
from
What if
his
he
hands.
kills? Should I still prostrate
You
for him?
understand?
What
What if he kills?
why do
Are
you
you
think
not-
you're
People
fighting?
just
you are
go and
not
sit
in that
down and be
position. You are
complaining.
not in that position.
I should still prostrate.
Yes.
Even if
Why
he
will
kills.
you
Yes.
so no, hold on. So when you see him, you want to say, yo, you
I will
You
knock
fight
his head.
him, knock his
He's
head.
He feels the elderly person has done something wrong and he wants to knock him. Is he doing the right thing? He's not. He should leverage on what he has now in his hands and cause a change. The age is on their side and technology is with them today. So they can do better.
You only knock it, he will pick you up and put inside jail. You're not supposed to knock his head. You're supposed to go and channel your brain to what to do. You know what I want to say? You channel your strength, your intelligence to where it's not supposed to go to. Like you, now you said you will give him a knock because
An
he
elder.
embezzled your money.
Yes.
What I expect you to say is to look for a way to plan the way that the leadership of this nation will go to the youth.
All right, but so that's the last prop that we have for this video. So based off of that last one, let's say you're in a situation, you're in a room, you're at a restaurant, or let's say you're meeting up with Putin. How are you introducing yourself to him? I don't know nothing about the whole prostrating thing, but you're gonna shake his hand, you're gonna greet him, you're gonna knock him in the head.
My bio says okay.
That's a bow.
Yo, nah, facts, bruh. Haitians come from these people, bruh. No doubt. But to answer the question, my first reaction, honestly, bro, is I would revert to what I was taught growing up, what respect looks like. Greeting somebody. Literally, if he's never done anything to me, right, and he doesn't know who I am, but I know who he is, first of all, he's a leader of an entire country. I'm not going to do or say anything to piss him off.
Yo, be careful because they could probably gonna be black American that's gonna be like, yo, it's been a coon.
Oh yeah, nah, never that. I study about that too. But like, bro, this is real. Even people that are in my own community that are elders that I don't necessarily agree with. Like, respect to me is a human-based level thing. Everyone deserves respect from the way I define respect. But even with people I don't like, I do the basic human acknowledgement. I will greet you if you're in my face and you see me. I'm not going to ignore you or say or do anything that's unprovoked, basically. So, yeah, in a room with Putin, I'm probably just going to be like, how you doing, sir? If he understands English. And keep it pushing. I'm going to say, like, minimal things because I don't know him like that.
Interesting. Well, that's not what I was expecting.
What did you expect?
I thought. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, you kind of gave me the Young Philo response that I'm like, okay. Now that you say it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like something that you would say. But I was under the impression that you were going to not entirely side with the Gen Z, but see their perspective on, you know, them being, I guess, in a sense, being confronted with somebody that's done them wrong or is doing wrong, and not giving them complete respect. And again, the whole idea of the whole prostrating thing, I get that. I mean, clearly that's a culture thing, but I mean, of course, to me being American, that's a bit much. I mean, heck, even for Haitians, that's a bit. But to me, that's essentially telling me that you're bowing down to an elder or whatever the case may be. So, with that being said, I was under the impression that not going to that extent, but if you're coming across somebody that may have done you wrong or may have, you know, like, I mean, like, and this is Trump, then maybe you probably like not be willing to, and even just like somebody that you don't find not appealing, but you have some reserves with them, that you wouldn't even like greet them to a degree type thing, but not as so much as like the young dude said, knock him in the head. Like, of course you're not gonna say and assault him, but allowing the emotions, I guess my idea was allowing the emotions to get to you, to prevent you from giving that basic respect as you mentioned. But clearly I didn't give you enough credit.
And I feel you, bro. I mean, if it was Trump, because I seen recently a video of Trump at Chick-fil-A in Atlanta or something like that, bro.
Oh yeah. Wait, that was during his when he was running, right?
Maybe it probably was, bro. But I just saw the video, so I don't know when it was. I was like, bro, if I ever seen like, knowing what I know, maybe I'm biased, but I would not be inclined to touch Trump's hand. I'm not gonna have. Now, if he like, I would avoid that interaction at all costs. But if he was already reaching out and acknowledging me, like, that's where the answer is gonna probably be the same. I'm just not gonna make a scene. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll shake his hand and pray to God that this energy does not affect me.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it pushing. I'll just keep it cordial.
That's interesting. You ever had a situation where you've been jaded by an elder and still had to show respect?
Brother.
All the time. He said all the time.
Yo, this is why, honestly, that person is the reason why I'm this lenient and this comfortable to say this. Or even like, I'm confident that's how my reaction would be with these leaders that are like just not in the favor of the public. You know what I'm saying? Or at least people that look like me. I know for a fact I'm calm and willing enough to be able to have that type of interaction, and it won't affect me, bro.
Right.
Because of what, bro, to say the least, I was raised on Hall of Fame mode. Like, if you play 2K, that's the hardest level.
Yeah.
Nothing can phase me. I'm damaged, bruh. Nothing can phase me. So, and I learned a lot from it. Like, it's like a gift and a curse. Because one of the things that came from that upbringing is that ability to contain myself and my emotions, bro. I think twice before I say anything. I think twice before I do something crazy because somebody else did something crazy, and it always saves me, bro.
Yeah.
Always saves me. So that is the direct reason, bro.
I definitely feel that. It's the same thing like you were saying when you was younger and you see stuff that people are doing at school, then you're just like, yo, what were they doing? It's funny because my mother, she loved telling people this story about me, and I still don't remember it to this day. But whatever, apparently it's what I said. She would always tell people how I was so well behaved when I was younger. Anytime, like when I would see like some of my cousins that would misbehave, I would come up and be like, "Mommy, why are they doing that? Why are they acting that way?" Type stuff. And I'm like, I mean, I guess if you said that, but I also always grew up not wanting to cause issues and kind of really assessing situations to avoid anything that can get me in trouble until the flesh took over and, you know, there was something that I really wanted. Then I tried to finesse my way. And at that point, I became a grandmaster, you know, strategist and getting what I needed. But aside from that, when it came to like behavior stuff, yeah, that I was always on my best behavior. And when people acted out, I like it was confusing to me why they would act that way. And it carried into college because there was plenty of situations. I mean, even high school, there was plenty of situations where I was amongst people that thought and reacted to situations very different from me that ended up being their downfall. But because of my level of awareness and how different I was able to not also get caught up in the same nonsense that they got caught up in. And it's crazy. And I'm thankful for my parents for instilling that in me. I mean, maybe they had to go so hard, but at the end of the day, you know, you spare the rod to your kids and you know, they're gonna end up in some crazy situations. And I would definitely keep that mindset moving forward, especially with my kids. I'll be more, you know, tell them what's good and have those conversations. But at the same time, when the hammer gotta come, or the whip, or whatever we want to use nowadays, that sucker will come. Cause man, it's crazy out here. But with respect, giving respect to all people from like a ground basis of we're all human beings at the end of the day. So if I don't acknowledge you as a human being, that means to me you are literally either an animal or you nothing. And my faith doesn't call for me to do that. So God choose otherwise. Crazy, man. All right, y'all. If anybody else, y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, or just want to comment on this whole video, go ahead and comment in the section below. Let us know what you think. I'm gonna go ahead and leave my boys' information, IG, in the description. Go ahead and hit them up with some love. Don't spam them or anything like that. As always, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.